Give up yourself until the morning. This moment.
Monday night football from Ewood Park. It's Blackburn Rovers against Wigan, and the first subject of player camp tonight will be the combative Blackburn midfielder Robbie Savage, back after suspension. The Wigan chairman Dave Whelan has been in the business recently of recommending managers to other employers. He recommended his own boss Paul Jewell in tandem with Stuart Pearce to the FA for the England job. He's also suggested that Mark Hughes will be the man to fill the huge void at Old Trafford when Sir Alex Ferguson eventually decides that the time is right to step down. But if the recent chat is to be believed, then Stephen Reid may actually beat him to an Old Trafford move. He made a real impact this season with a cracking goal in the win at Wigan in December. Blackburn rounded off 2005 with a 3-0 victory at the JJB. Wigan felt that they were a bit fresher that day after a postponement over the Christmas programme, and they're hoping the outcome will be very different. Wigan are unbeaten in their last 5 away in the Premiership. Their last defeat on the road at Birmingham back on the 2nd of January. It's Wigan in their change strip who get the game underway. Andreas Johansson and Gary Teal starting the match off, and Lucas Neal with the clearing header away. Got a shove in the process from Lee McCulloch. It's the first ever league meeting between these two at Ewood Park. Blackburn have won all 5 previous games between the clubs. 4 of them in cup competitions. Ball swung out towards Pedersen. It's Chimbonda's header away. That was Nelson. Jason Roberts. There is Stephen Reid. Dickoff has won the free kick. It was De Zeeuw's challenge.
Not the biggest strike pair, are they? Paul Dickoff and Craig Bellamy. They've got to make sure Blackburn that the service is right into that pair.
Dickoff's first appearance here since January after that long layoff with a shoulder injury. Michael Gray. Headed by Nelson. It's Morten Gamst Pedersen. Sharna letting it bounce. It was Jimmy Bullard. Now Leighton Baines. Looks long through the middle for Roberts, who'd come out the other side. Kizanishvili with a clearance. Here's Pascal Chimbonda. Savage. Now Michael Gray, who's never scored for Blackburn Rovers, finds David Bentley. 3 to his left. Sharna's header away, coming straight to Dickoff if he can pull it back. Reed's arriving. Corner.
Oh, started brightly, haven't they? Blackburn, an indication of the kind of confidence that they have been playing lately. Paul Dickoff stayed on that far stick right throughout. He knew that nobody had spotted him, and if the ball came, he was going to be in a decent position. He got his little bit of luck. It was a dangerous situation. Stephen Reid bombing on.
Reid stays in there for Morten Gamst Pedersen's corner, which swung away from Phelan. There's a challenge the referee didn't like there.
Important for Blackburn that the likes of Stephen Reid do join in attack. Just talking about the height of Dickoff and Bellamy. Stephen Reid's got the legs to get in there and be an aerial threat.
Here's Reid. One of the dangers when you're doing well is that your players do start to be linked with moves elsewhere. Here's McCulloch. Now Baines. Now Morten Gamst Pedersen. Backed by Dickoff. This is Gray, who's looking for an extension to his contract, which runs out at the end of the season. There's Shana's challenge on Craig Bellamy.
These are the kind of areas he loves to work in. Craig Bellamy up the flanks, trying to drag the centre halves out.
Nelson forward for the kick, which Robbie Savage will orchestrate. And he had to get a touch, the goalkeeper. Couldn't be absolutely sure that that wasn't heading for his net.
Well, he's overhit it. It might be Savage, but he was a dangerous one in the end. Was it just going to float in the top corner? If John Farland hadn't got a touch to that, I think it might have. Couldn't take any chances.
And the pressure maintained, and one in towards the near post. That's cleared by Deseu. And Kavanagh gets it away via a touch from Bentley. David Bentley back in the starting lineup after a spell on the bench. Hasn't started in either of the last two games since the victory against Aston Villa here. Managed to keep a settled team though, Blackburn, which has contributed to their success. No major injuries.
It's been pretty similar for both sides, hasn't it? Can more or less anticipate the lineup both managers would pick, all being well. Some consistent performances from a lot of players out here tonight through the course of the season.
Bentley and McCulloch risking the back pass to Chimbonda, even though Pedersen was there making life uncomfortable. It's kept in by Teal. Gary Teal, who just recently made the breakthrough to the senior Scottish setup with his debut for them in the defeat by Switzerland at the beginning of last month. Here's Craig Bellamy, who really has been on a hot streak. In towards Dickoff.
Well, that's just an indication of his bright mind and quick feet. Sells the dummy to Paul Shana, who's following him whenever he drifts into those positions. Shana really needs to try and stay goal side.
Pedersen's kick.
Just two beauties now. He's delivered Pedersen from the corner. Really dangerous.
And here he is again, Morton gams Pedersen in towards Dickoff. It's fallen for him here. Chimbonda got a touch.
Can't get out at the moment, Wigan. Right under the cosh.
Reed. Neil. Kavanagh coming in to challenge Robbie Savage, giving away the free kick.
He's a little bit unlucky there, Graham Kavanagh. He's got his toe to the ball. And for me, perfectly good challenge. Phil Dowd feeling it's from behind. He gets a piece of Robbie Savage. Just telling him to calm down, but you can see why he's frustrated. Decent challenge.
Well, Blackburn keen to keep up this good early momentum they've built up here. And Wigan on the back foot from the off. Chimbonda under pressure there from Gray. This is Pedersen. Just trying to lace it through for Bellamy, who's still in a decent position. Clearing headed by Baines. Reed! Well, he lashed one in against Wigan on New Year's Eve, but didn't even cause Filan's hard to miss a beat there.
That was about as far wide of the mark as you could possibly get. Very nearly made the top tier behind the goal. Not the best one Mark Hughes has seen him hit, I'm sure.
So he hit a decent one not only against Wigan, but also in the last match he played against Sunderland. Although defensively they did open up for him to have a run at them before his fine finish. Wigan have actually picked up more points on the road than at the JJB this season. 8 wins in total away from home in the Premiership. Pedersen's challenge on Gary Teal.
They'll be glad of that, Wigan. Try and get a few touches on the ball, a few players involved.
Teal. Gray. Shana. Away by Kizanishvili. Bentley going up for the challenge with Kavanagh, who won it. This is Jimmy Bullard. Shana. Roberts. Cleared by Gray. That was Pedersen. Well-aimed ball for Bellamy. Shana came in though. Gray. Ryan Nelson. Bellamy. Well, he was caught by Shana and he wasn't very happy about the challenge.
He's just got to watch himself, Paul Shana. Loves to get close to his opponent, and that should be a rare old tussle. We've already seen a few instances. Doesn't want to get booked so early in the match.
He is being there.
He's all about aggression and loves to get hold of his opponent. Done really well since he arrived at Blackburn. Seemed to have played in every position on the pitch, but he slotted back into the centre-half position and done pretty well. But he's just got to tread the right line now.
Here's Bellamy. Well, Bellamy often incurs the wrath of away supporters. He's at his best though when he's causing problems for opponents rather than his own managers, and certainly Mark Hughes, both at international level and here, seems to have that knack of bringing the best out of him. Kizanishvili. Header clear by Shana.
Paul Jewell just down on the touchline. He wants his forwards just to get hold of the ball, I think, when it goes up to Johansson and Roberts. Really hasn't stuck at all yet.
And Shana and Chimdon have all been too busy for the Wigan manager's liking, and there are more problems here. Deseu got the header away. McCulloch had had to come back to help out as well, but it's fairly relentless so far. No let-up for that overworked backline.
They're not shy, Blackburn, getting those midfield lads in support, whether it's Reid or even Savage, as well as the wide boys.
There was Pedersen. Now Michael Gray. Nelson. It's come off Teal last. Nelson. It's Deseu. On by Kavanagh. Johansson, who was caught, and this gives Wigan a rare opportunity so far to mount something.
And a decent chance actually there. If advantage had been played, McCulloch was in support. Could have gone places. Here's the chance for Blackburn to get organised at the back now.
Bullard's kick towards Deseu. Cleared by Savage. Bullard did well to get that on to Teal. Teal inside Reid. Savage came back corner.
He's convinced. Came off Gary Teal. Well, those the 2 feet come together at the same time. It's always a difficult one, but Teal certainly did get the last touch. It's a break for Wigan.
Well, he wasn't very happy, and he's got every right to feel aggrieved, Robbie Savage. Especially if something comes of this. Bullard's corner. Shana then had a chance and Dzeu came in behind. But Shana who's hit it!
And if he let that one go, you know, Paul Shana, he looked in a position to get his head on it as the ball came in. Whether Dzeu giving him a shout, I think he did. It was just behind Shana anyway. Half a chance bouncing ball. Not easy at all. Effort on goal at least for Wigan. It's a start.
Contributed 3 goals already, the Austrian, Paul Shana, since his arrival only in January. All of them at home. Here's Nelson. He was one of the January transfer signings of last season, Ryan Nelson. And he's been a very steady influence on this Blackburn side. Baines got himself into difficulties there against Bentley, but he recovered.
Well, they're working so hard at the moment, Blackburn. Pressing on in high areas of the pitch. Savage started the charge and Bentley followed. Wasn't the best of balls to Baines, didn't do him many favours. He does really well to get back in position.
Pedersen's corner onto the top of the net.
And he just tries to whip one in under the crossbar where Ryan Nelson challenged for it, over it at that time. It's a real weapon for Blackburn, that corner.
New subject for Player Cam. Sky Digital viewers, press the red button on your remote to keep a close check on Jimmy Bullard. Hansen and Roberts have barely been able to get into the game so far. Quarter of an hour gone. Kavanagh. Baines. Broken up by Lucas Neal. Shana. And here's Chimbonda. Teal running at Gray with Pedersen tracking back as well. Bullard. Bullard lost out to Dickoff.
Just haven't settled down yet, Wigan. Normally a good passing team. Haven't got that together just yet. They're struggling with the pressure they've been put under so far. Blackburn working so hard.
Aiming one up to Gary Teal, and this is Chimbonda. Early crossing, looking for Johansson.
No, there's more like it from the away side. Kept the ball in that final third. Really good ball from Bullard, and that's an excellent ball in. First time from Chimbonda. Need a little bit more commitment, a bit more belief from Johansson, I thought, at that far stick.
Shana. Here's Gray. Now Nelson. It's Roberts. Came Reed. That's Kizanishvili.
I think you just want to see a little bit more from his side. It's been a fairly subdued start for Wigan. Last couple of minutes though, managed to get the foot on the ball. Compete a little bit better. First thing you've got to do against Blackburn is work as hard as them. It's been one of the fittest sides in the Premiership in the Marquees.
Great. Kizanishvili. Now Neil. Savage. Kizanishvili looking for the run of Dickoff, but they are always in control of that situation. Neil. Kizanishvili. Given away by Ariane Dezeu.
He'll take those all day long. Dezeu against Paul Dickoff.
McCulloch. Here's Gray going for it with Teal. Teal got there first and found Pascal Chimbonda. Kavanagh. Johansson. Bullard through to Jason Roberts. Friedel may well have been second best to that, so Nelson had to be absolutely certain.
I just thought Jason Roberts was going to use that pace of his.
Bullard has a crack.
Latch onto the ball. Well, Nelson did really well to read the situation and skip round the corner. Bullard driving it on in the middle ground, maybe a little bit too much on the pass. Nelson does well.
Chimbonda's header out. There's a danger, I suppose, that when a team makes the sort of progress Blackburn have, that they start to believe in their own publicity, but there's no sign of that with this Blackburn team, which is working as hard as ever. Here's Kavanagh.
Such a great carrot for them, isn't it? Blackburn, Wigan, of course, as well. Got Europe to go for, but you get to this stage of the season, and as a manager, you always hope that you've got something to play for still. Plenty to play for both sides.
Well, they have been in the UEFA Cup since their ill-fated time in the Champions League, 3 times in the last 10 seasons. Carrot of the big prize, they don't want to give up on it, and Bentley here looks for the cross, which Dezeu gets away to Savage. Neil. Kavanagh. Michael Gray with Teal closing him down.
Worked hard up that flank, as he does. Gary Teal gets up and down all day long. Got a big job really with Pedersen on that side. Make sure defensively he does his fair share of backtracking, helps out his fullback.
Mentioned the work ethic of Blackburn, but the same applies to the Wigan team as well.
Well, that's right. And they have just stepped it up, I think, and that's why we've got a more even contest now.
Pedersen. Bellamy looking to cause problems for Shana. Got the psychological point already of Shana being on a yellow card. He's won a corner out of the defender now. And Morten Gamst Pedersen has already proved on a couple of occasions that his deliveries from this side can cause difficulties. Kizanishvili and Nelson have come forward. Reed's in there too. He's gone short this time. And it's overcomplicated and cleared by Bullard. Well, a massive week of Champions League football coming up, and you won't want to do anything else on Wednesday but watch us with Juventus against Arsenal. Arsenal looking to hold on to their 2-0 first leg lead. Sky Sports 1 from 7 o'clock. But there is a choice. Barcelona-Benfica is scoreless from the first meeting. That's on Sky Sports 2 Wednesday from 7:30. Prize at the end of this season could be a place in qualifying for next season's Champions League if Blackburn can keep up their form. Especially here, they're unbeaten in their last 8 Premiership matches here. They've only lost twice here in the league all season. Newcastle and Everton, in fact, the only visitors to win here in any competition. Here's Roberts. Bullard brought it under control. Struck by McCulloch.
It's just all a bit messy, a bit of a misunderstanding there. Jason Roberts talking to Lee McCulloch. That strike partnership between Roberts and Kamara broken up, and asked different questions from the pair. Johansson, a different prospect altogether to play alongside Jason Roberts.
Kizanishvili. Dzeu left it to his goalkeeper, which was something of a risk with Dickoff around.
Yeah, it always is, isn't it? Paul Dickoff will never give those bouncing balls up. That ball just didn't want to go onto the keeper.
McCulloch found himself sandwiched then by Bentley and Neal. And possibilities here for Wigan from the free kick. Shana, always a danger coming forward. Chimbonda getting in there too. And Dzeu also making a move towards the area. Roberts and Kizanishvili tangling as bent around, but right in the flight path of Brad Friedel. Pedersen just couldn't turn away from Kavanagh, but Reed earlier had been fouled. And Blackburn get the free kick. Stephen Reed, it's a great ball to Bentley. Savage looking to redeem it. Dickoff struck it. It's back for Robbie Savage. Now Neal, is he going to have a go? Struck against Kavanagh, and they've got a corner out of it.
Another great chance. Pedersen on this side, he's much more dangerous on his left peg. Curling it in.
I think Craig Bellamy might have talked himself into trouble here. He's been making a point about Pascal Chimbonda, and the man about whom Mark Hughes said this week he's never happy unless he's bitching and moaning and groaning, has just pushed the referee's patience, not to getting an actual card yet, but to the point of a final warning. Away by Kavanagh. It's Gray. Bentley. Offside. Morten Gamst Pedersen.
Must have been very close, that. Great chance for Pedersen to sneak in behind. Just doesn't come out quickly enough. See across the line of the 18-yard box. Certainly offside.
Here's Kavanagh. Lay off by Johansson. This is McCulloch. Kavanagh again. Pedersen. Cleared by Dzeu. Bentley. Away by Shana. This is Pedersen.
Just a slight lack of quality at the moment from both sides, really, when they're trying to go forward, pick out the pass. It's going astray at the moment, anyway.
Michael Gray. Pedersen. It's Bellamy.
Well, he has had his warning. He'd be a fool now if he gets booked for dissent for mouthing off at the ref. Filled out. Done well, just tried to calm the Welshman down. Never easy.
300th appearance of his career tonight, Craig Bellamy. There's always plenty of jaw with him, isn't there?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Mark Hughes is right. He isn't happy unless he's rabbiting away.
Bentley. Took it away from Stephen Reid. Finds Neil.
You expect better from that position from a player with such a high level of technical ability as David Bentley. Got in a great position to just make sure he didn't waste this. And just completely shanks it almost. Players in the middle.
Well, Bentley had one of those nights here when everything he touched turned to gold against Manchester United, when he scored his only goals in the Premiership for Blackburn, a hat-trick. But since then there's been a bit of a dip. Kizanishvili lost sight of the ball, and it's Bullard who's picked it up. But again, it's the end product.
Well, yeah, that typifies it at the moment. Players that you would expect better from haven't quite got the line and length. And a disjointed match after that quick start from Blackburn. It's been a little bit bitty, scrappy. No real flow to it yet.
Here's Teal. Chimbonda. Now Reid. It's Neil. Driven against McCulloch. Bellamy, a little nudge from Shana, who's had a booking already for a challenge on Craig Bellamy. And the referee wants to talk to him.
Well, surely he's not going to produce a card for that. I don't think he is, but he's just going to tell him he's got to be careful in those challenges. Bellamy will certainly let the ref know when he's been fouled. This is the line that he's treading now, Paul Shana, after that early yellow card.
Well, it is a warning from Phil Dowd, who has already sent off a Wigan player this season. He showed a red to Lee McCulloch against Newcastle. It's Pedersen who drifts in the kick. Phelan, though, saw it all the way. Roberts got to it ahead of Pedersen, and here's Johansson looking to get the better of Lucas Neal, and he's done well to pull it back for Kavanagh.
Well, is that their best chance? It's on the edge of the box, but it's set up perfectly. Jason Roberts had put himself about, one of the first times to flick it onto Johansson. He's quite a distance off. Graham Kavanagh sees it coming, has plenty of time to steady himself. Doesn't do enough.
Player cam for the remainder of the half now. We'll concentrate on Morton Gamps Pedersen. Shana's ball forward. Baines winning it against Bentley. Neil, though, covering. Kavanagh. McCulloch. Baines hitting it across. It's helped away by Nelson.
That's a beauty, that, from Leighton Baines. Bouncing ball, put it right on the spot.
Bullard. Nelson away. Kavanagh. Challenged by Baines on Craig Bellamy. Filan kept his cool despite Dickoff tearing in towards him, and it's fallen here for Bellamy. Looking to get round the outside of Ariane Deseu, and with one central defender already having been booked for a challenge on Bellamy, Deseu could find himself in trouble here.
Well, that's a big call, that. Phil Dowd says it's on the edge of the box. Let's have a look at it. He'd done him for pace. Deseu knew that. I think he gets it right, Phil Dowd. Wasn't inside. The initial contact's definitely a foul.
Is he lucky to escape without a booking as well?
Well, I think he is, isn't he? Extremely lucky.
Well, punishment enough may come from Pedersen and the free kick. Well, it was deliberate, it was blatant from Deseu, but a warning is all he gets. Blackburn had cheekily just tried to push the ball a little further across, point that John Filan made to the referee, and they're going to have to wait for the whistle. Well, he measures out the wall. Well, they've got some great strikers of the ball in Reid and Pedersen, although Reid has moved away. It's got to be Pedersen territory, surely.
Yeah, unless Craig Bellamy can talk him out of it, but we've seen him find the back of the net this season from this very position.
It is Pedersen! It's got through the wall, but it's shoveled away.
Oh, what a save. What a save that was, because how late did he see it? The wall just doesn't do its job. It jumps, and it goes through the legs, I think, rather than under. Oh, maybe not. You always ask your wall to jump.
It's Pedersen's corner. It's another teasing one, and really it is Pedersen who's been causing Filan real anxiety tonight.
I couldn't do a lot with this, really. Needed to get the touch. Terrific save though from that free kick when you see it. Just to shovel it away out of danger. So easy just to parry it back into the danger area.
Pedersen again. Cleared by McCulloch that time. Dickoff looking for the throw, and Chimbonda with a header away. Gray. Here's Neil. Filan's lost it, Pedersen's in here!
That'll be interesting to have a look at again. The challenge of Paul Dickoff. Was it enough to warrant a foul? Pedersen did his job. He anticipated the fumble. Paul Dickoff's got the arm up. Don't know how much contact there was. He's backed in slightly. I'm not sure that's enough for a foul, you know. Just brushed his back, really, John Filan. I think it was the fact he was just there that put the keeper off, more than any real shove. A little bit fortunate to get away with that.
Well, it would have been a real embarrassment for the goalkeeper after he'd done so well to keep out Pedersen's previous free kick. But he does get away with it, John Filan. I think he knows he does as well.
That's one of those with a leading arm. Nothing in it, both players get on with it. Kavanagh doesn't make a fuss.
Chimbonda's gone forward for the free kick. It's Bullard who gets it in there towards him.
Well, some you win, some you lose as a keeper. How many times do we see it? The forward challenges the keeper and the whistle goes immediately. It's a bit of contact. Are you allowed to touch the keeper or are you not? I think you are, as long as you don't foul. I don't know. I think Fowler makes a little bit of a mess of that. Well, he does. And he does get away with it.
Maybe if Phil Dowd had been refereeing, Andy Gray's goal in the 1984 FA Cup final wouldn't have counted.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that, whatever you do. Half of his goals have been ruled out. Andy's used to foul the keeper every time.
Savage. Cleared by De Gea. Back by Reed. Kavanagh. Johansson. Here's Teal. Now Baines. Slipped it through towards Teal. Now Bellamy has to resist the pressure. Well won back though by De Gea, and this is McCulloch. Johansson, Baines, Savage, now Reed. Well, Johansson's caught Lucas Neal there. Dickoff. Trying to play Savage in. Sharma's across. Driven away, but only to Bentley. It's Pedersen.
They're just looking for that little bit of luck in the penalty area at the moment. Blackburn with plenty of bodies forward. Two very evenly matched sides, you can see that tonight. Both play the 4-4-2 system, both work extremely hard. They all know the job. Not much between them at all, just up until now. Blackburn have a little bit more about them going forward.
Teal got away from Stephen Reed's challenge, but it has been brought back for the free kick as a result of that. Willard's kick headed against De Gea, flags up.
Well, it's not for De Gea, is it? What's he given there, the linesman? Was it Jason Roberts? He gets a little bit of luck as he attacks it. Does he give a handball? That's a hell of a spot off the linesman if he has.
Well, De Gea is still arguing about it, and it is difficult to see what the linesman spotted there.
May just have came off his arm, De Gea, to help it forward and let him stick the ball in the back of the net. Linesman's 40 yards away.
Pedersen's in-swinger again, causing Filen problems. Bentley slid across the front of Jimmy Bullard.
Well, he feels absolutely robbed. The ball played in, there's nobody offside on the initial kick. Well, what's he given? What has the linesman given there? Jason Roberts. He's not interfering at all. There's not a handball. I can't see why that's been disallowed, I really can't. We saw it at St Andrews, didn't we, with Carvalho, who was interfering when Del Horno put the ball in the net, but Jason Roberts wasn't.
Here's Kavanagh. Now Roberts. Advantage played as Roberts hits it. But the referee is going to take further action, is he, here for the foul on Baines.
That was a lovely chance. Phil Dowd did well. He saw the opportunity that was waiting Jason Roberts. It was sat there. He had the time to make sure he was right. That's the foul. Once it eventually drops, just needs to get that knee over the ball, trying to loop it over the keeper. It's a little bit too much on it, Jason Roberts.
Well, Wigan almost benefiting from a good advantage, but the referee did speak to Lucas Neal.
Well, a couple of disallowed goals, and both conceivably could have been allowed, particularly the second, I've got to say.
So there'll be 2 added minutes when we get there, and another whistle, this time against Dickoff. Baines. Roberts. It's come off Kizanishvili for the corner. Shana and Chimbonda forward for the kick. Bullard who takes, and it's cleared comfortably by Bentley. Baines. Hansen got the touch. Gray unusually panicked.
And Jason Roberts just saying sorry actually to his strike partner, because he should have been onto that, the flick on, anticipating it. He was 10 yards back. It's a little bit of an advantage they've got, Wigan. They've got a couple of tallish men up front who can win the aerial challenges.
Chimbonda. Gray. Bentley. Well, no score at half-time, despite the fact that both teams have had the ball in the back of the net and they've been contentiously ruled out by Phil Dowd. Morten Gams Pedersen unlucky when it was judged that Dickoff had put too much pressure on the goalkeeper, and Arian Deseu even more unlucky for a decision that still causes bemusement after he'd managed to force the ball home. But at half-time, it's Blackburn 0, Wigan 0.
Yeah, Phil Dowd smiling, but Arian Deseu and Morten Gams Pedersen certainly aren't. Evenly matched at half-time, the views of the Everton manager David Moyes in a moment or two. No goals then so far between local rivals Blackburn and Wigan, but perhaps there should have been one. Or even two. The officials here, though, this evening have thought otherwise. Consequently, 0-0 at Ewood Park at the interval.
Now, can they finish the job in Turin? Juventus v Arsenal, Sky Sports 1.
Unreal! That is so finished. The magic is flowing.
And on Sky Sports 2, Barcelona Benfica.
Oh, what simply sublime!
A huge night of Champions League action this Wednesday from 7, live only on Sky Sports.
Daydream, I dream of you amid the flowers. For a couple of hours, such a beautiful day.
Excuse me, mate.
Ruddy weather, eh?
Yeah.
Foster's super chilled. Well, you wouldn't want a warm beer, would you?
Yeah, so with Powergen's capped energy products, you're not locked in.
Oh,
What?
I'm locked in, mate.
Yeah, right. Very amusing.
Cap prices, no lock-ins. Now capped till 2010.
Find out what it feels like when the job you're looking for finds you. Employers search Monster every day looking for the right candidates. But you can't be found unless you add your CV. So add your CV to Monster today and let employers find you.
Capture the film of the year on DVD.
I give you time!
Believe the hype. Kong is king. Awe-inspiring action. Groundbreaking special effects. Spectacular king-size bonus features. King Kong on DVD. Own it Monday.
I won't take all that they hand me down, 'cause once I get started, I go to town. 'Cause I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. Like everybody else. Like everybody else. Like everybody else. Like everybody else.
FX Premiere. It's not a matter of where, it's a matter of when. Sleeper Cell, a chilling new drama. Premieres next week, only on FX.
Dry. Flood warning. Aqua drops.
The fruity sweet that floods your mouth.
Just another diamond day, just a blade of grass, just another bale of hay, and the horses pass.
Flexed from T-Mobile constantly adapts to give you our best deal, so the world's not so rigid anymore.
Football coming up for you this week. Double bill as usual of Prem Plus action this coming Saturday as Spurs take on Manchester City at the Lane at 12:30. And then Wigan feature at 5 o'clock once again. It's a big game for Birmingham, isn't it? You can see those games on Prem Plus, Channel 480, 08705 160 160 for ordering information. And it's a fantastic Sunday coming up, isn't it? A triple header. Chelsea against West Ham first from the Bridge at 11:30 Sky Sports 1. Liverpool against Bolton from Anfield, 2 o'clock Sky Sports 1, and we round the day off with Manchester United against Arsenal. Suddenly so significant, Sky Sports 1 at 4 o'clock. here at Ewood Park at half-time. Blackburn Rovers and Wigan are all square. David Moyes, the Everton manager, has been watching with me. To a degree, they've cancelled each other out, David.
Yeah, the two teams are very evenly matched all over the pitch. You know, all the players are doing well, but matching each other in the game's very tight.
They both feel that they should be ahead at this stage, of course, shouldn't they? Because initially, Blackburn a goal disallowed. Now, John Filan will have been extremely relieved with this. What was your view?
Yeah, well, when I first saw it, I thought there was an arm across. But I think the second time I saw it, you know, I don't think Paul Dickoff makes much contact. The only thing in the goalkeeper's situation is I don't think Paul Dickoff actually looks at the ball too much. He's always looking at the goalkeeper. So that might have made the referee's decision a little bit easier. But nevertheless, I don't think he actually touches him.
So minimal contact, and it's worth bearing in mind that Paul Dickoff's about 5'1" and John Filan's about 6'5".
Yeah.
You know?
There may have just been an arm from Paul Dickoff across the front of the goalkeeper which could have impeded him. But seeing it again, I think the goal could have easily stood.
But if Blackburn felt hard done to then, there's no question that Wigan felt even more hard done to with the disallowed goal a little later from Arjan Dazou, which the linesman and assistant referee has put his flag up. What did he see, David?
Well, I think at first it looks as if it might have been a header from Dazou going to Roberts. But when you see it again, Dazou does it himself. I think the rule now is that the linesman isn't to flag until the ball reaches its intended target. It never reaches Roberts, who I don't actually think was offside in the first place. And I think he gives offside because there's no way he's given a free kick. I mean, the referee would see that. He's too far away. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a goal. Dazou does brilliantly well, muscles him out it and gets the ball in the net.
The rule appears to be that no one knows what the rule is, David.
No, the rule's terrible. And to be fair to all the assistants and the linesmen, I don't think they enjoy it either. They would like to give offside if people in an offside position instead of waiting till the ball arrives at them.
Now, no one wants to get players into trouble, and that's the last thing we're going to try and do here. But there was an incident near the end of that first half involving Stephen Reid and Graham Kavanagh. And we can take a look. Stephen Reid goes into challenge with his arm raised exceptionally high, doesn't he?
He does, and we're seeing a lot, but people who play football tell you it's very difficult to jump without propelling your arms above your head to get leverage to get up. And you can see Stephen Reid, no intention of hitting Kavanagh at all, but you know, it's very similar to what happened during our game with Andy van der Mede and Alonso last week with the same referee.
Yeah, the referee was filled out.
Yeah, and he gives a straight red.
Here's the best view of this is going to come after the slight kerfuffle here amongst the players, but it's an arm raised. Van der Mede keeps his eyes on the ball constantly.
Yeah. I would say if you're looking at both incidents and you'd say there's no difference between the two challenges. And in our game, in the big derby, you know, we get a player sent off for a red card, and today you don't even see a yellow card for the same thing. So the inconsistency of that decision alone is something I'm saying, well, I'm shaking my head here actually watching it.
Yeah, very frustrating if your name is David Moyes. It's goalless then at half-time here at Ewood Park. Really evenly balanced, incident-packed match. Second half's coming up next.
When I have what I want, you get your family back.
You gonna save us?
Bruce Willis in the Saturday premiere. Hostage, Saturday at 8 and 9 on Sky Movies.
How will you make your mark? It takes hundreds of skilled people to create landscapes that capture the imagination. From design to completion, everyone makes their mark, changing the way we see the world. There are hundreds of different careers in construction. Imagine what you could do. Go on, make your mark. Visit beconstructive.co.uk.
You forgot this.
Practical and exciting. Don't see that very often. The new Skoda Octavia VRS.
Get this. A strong hold, a pure hold, and a long-lasting hold. New Fructis-style Pure Fix Gel with fruit micro-waxes. Style without stickiness, without stiffness. Just feel. Get your Pure Fix. Hold in its purest form. New Garnier Fructis-style Pure Fix Gel.
Garnier.
Chill. Oh, no!
Chill.
Oh, no, 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 no!
Chill, what's your bug, man?
Energy prices have been going up.
Relax. With British Gas, you could fix your prices at their March 1st rates, so they won't change for the next 3 years.
Guarantee no more rises for 3 years. Sign up to our new March the 1st rates at house.co.uk.
Chill, man.
I can't chill. I'm aflame.
British Gas, helping you control your energy bills.
Hell breaks loose. Doom on DVD.
Game time.
For the year's most hardcore action.
If it breathes, kill it.
Fire up the extended editions. Packing extreme extras and full-on first-person shootouts.
Reload. Target approaching.
Be in the movie. Doom on DVD. Out now.
Feel the speed, the sound, the visual rush in breathtaking colour and high-definition picture clarity. Be there with Panasonic's new range of Viera HD plasma and LCD televisions. Panasonic, ideas for life.
Normal's great when you get it back. That's why no matter how old your pet gets, we give you up to £7,000 of vet fees for each new illness or injury. And you also get a 15% discount online. To find out how you could get more and save more, visit us online or call 0800 300 800. More than. We do more.
Good job. Concentrate. Brad, tackle Jake. Yeah. One. I think I got it, man. One. I'm on the right, dude. You've got to be kidding.
Budweiser, official beer of the FIFA World Cup. You do the football, we'll do the beer.
So that's the offside rule. Who doesn't understand?
On this car show, anything goes in anything that goes.
Rolled the car.
It's a testing centre like no other.
The brand new series, Vroom Vroom, starts Tuesday 11th of April, Sky One.
A week of Champions League action coming up that you will not want to miss. Juventus against Arsenal, Sky Sports 1 at 7, and Barcelona against Benfica, 7:30 on Sky Sports 2 this coming Wednesday. Half-time at Ewood Park, Blackburn 0, Wigan 0. David Moyes has been watching the action with me. Remember that Blackburn need to win here this evening to move level on points with Spurs in the Premiership table. In many respects, their biggest threat has been posed by Morten Gamst Pedersen's dead balls, David.
Yeah, he's been excellent. He's got a great delivery from corner kicks and from free kicks, and he had one tonight which was interesting where he puts it underneath the wall. You know, I think he must have been watching Wigan maybe jumping in the wall, and he's put it underneath, and the goalkeeper done well to keep it out.
We can take a look. I mean, he's been a real weapon, hasn't he, for Blackburn this season. He's got 10 goals already. Plenty of them have been spectacular.
Yeah, he's been a big plus for them. He's played really well for them, and another bonus to their season is in how well and the goals he scored. And this is the free kick.
You thought that was intentional, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I think that he meant to put it underneath the wall, and the Wigan wall jumped high and allowed him that room to do so. But his corner deliveries are excellent. He always puts you under pressure, especially when he's in swinging them.
Now, a player we both like is Paul Scharner. He was booked very early on in proceedings, wasn't he, with a small incident with Craig Bellamy. I understand he's going to be substituted at half-time. How big a blow is that for Wigan?
Well, I think it is a blow because I think he's done really well since coming to the Premiership. I think very athletic, quick, mobile, very good in the air, and I think that was probably the reason they played him against Craig Bellamy tonight. But obviously getting booked now, I'm sure Paul's worried that
he's been on the edge ever since, hasn't he? A couple of occasions he's been spoken to by the referee.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the booking could have been maybe get away with that, but since then he did have another couple of fouls, so Paul's probably decided he can't afford to take any more risks with him.
Well, they're not going to take any more risks. Matt Jackson will replace Paul Scharner. Certainly has the experience, if not the pace. Teams coming out then, second half of this derby here at Ewood Park. Will there be a winner tonight? It's goalless after 45 minutes. There's Matt Jackson about to enter the fray. Let's rejoin our commentators, Alan Smith and Rob Hawthorne.
And the other thing Matt Jackson offers is maybe a bit of inside knowledge on Craig Bellamy, with whom he used to play at Norwich.
Change for Wigan Athletic,
So
replacing
new
number
opponents
18,
for
Paul Sharner, is
Welsh
number 4,
international,
Matt
who
Jackson.
along with Paul Dickoff and Stephen Reid will get the second half underway. Blackburn here looking for a victory that would put them above Arsenal in the table and level on points with Spurs, who currently occupy that 4th Champions League place. We're assuming that 4th place will be good enough to get you in the Champions League. Of course, if Arsenal win the competition this season, it won't be. But it's securing it that matters for now. And Lucas Neal finds his ball forward cleared. There was no injury to Paul Sharner, the Austrian, so it's clear that that yellow card was playing on the mind of his manager.
Well, still plenty more games to play, of course. He won't want to lose him to suspension. He's a very important member of the squad, but he's quite a big call. St Paul Jewell. They lose that little bit of zip in the central defence, with Bellamy in particular to think about. He'll be trying to exploit that if he possibly can.
And it's cleared back out to Paul Dickoff.
What a challenge for Leighton Baines that was. As David Bentley, they took the throw very quickly. They got caught on the heels a little bit. Baines certainly didn't. Covered a lot of distance. Bentley must have thought he'd scored there.
Well, as we've seen already in the first half, the strikes of Morten Gams Pedersen have been a pretty potent weapon here. It's in towards Reid this time. Savage aiming one for Pedersen. He manages to keep it in.
Well, it just might be a little bit of luck that separates these two sides. Bouncing ball in the box, they are evenly matched. Two extremely hard-working sides. What did he give for 3 points tonight? Mark Hughes.
Savage. Here's Chimbonda. It's Kavanagh. Chimbonda. Jackson. Bentley. Bellamy. Desai winning the tackle and finding Jimmy Bullard. Now McCulloch. Bullard looking for Roberts. It's Reid. Jackson stooped down low then against Bellamy, who won it, and he's got Dickoff up to his right. Dickoff's cross.
Another disappointing end product once they'd worked themselves into a really dangerous position. Paul Dickoff just couldn't curl it around the full back and into the path of his waiting strikers. Lovely bit of play from Craig Bellamy to set it up.
McCulloch. There's Bentley. And cleared by Desai. Here's Neal. It's Baines. Kizanishvili. Neal looking for Bellamy, but he's offside.
Kept a good line there, Wigan. All in touch with each other, knew exactly what they were doing. Oh, he's level, actually. A little bit unlucky again there. Blackburn and Craig Bellamy.
Kavanagh. McCulloch. Booted away by Gray. It's Chimbonda. And the header back by Neil. It's Kizanishvili. Chimbonda. Pedersen. That's Jackson. In comes Savage. Bentley. It's Bellamy who's pulled away this time with Dickoff in the middle. Cleared by Baines, and Deseo ensures that it's not returned to Bellamy.
Yeah, another good piece of defending from Leighton Baines. That's twice now. Couple of minutes. Dickoff had got a little bit of room in the middle. The ball would have got that far.
Kavanagh. Gray's head, but he hasn't really dealt with the situation. Teal keeping up the pressure. And Pedersen unable to keep it in. It's the initial header from Gray himself that put him and his team under pressure.
I think he just mistimed his jump, you know, and it skimmed off the top of his head. Had to react.
Jackson. It's Chimbonda. Looking for Roberts with the cross. And real trouble at the back, it's Roberts! It's a life-saving challenge in the end from Ryan Nelson, just as it was opening up for Wigan.
Well, Phil Dowd had seen the foul when the cross came in. Paul Dickoff actually barged into Chimbonda, but he let it go, Dowd, and he needed to let it go. Some desperate defending at the far post. Lucas Neal gets a little bit caught in two minds. What does he do with it? In the end, nothing. Oh, that's great defending in the end. What a save that is as well from Brad Friedel. Instinctive throw up of the arm.
Bullard's corner. Chimbonda got the header, and Jason Roberts scores for Wigan.
Well, I think they recovered from the first attack. Blackburn didn't really get organised. Chimbonda at the far post. He's got a free header. Stephen Reid backtracking. That's the cutest deflect from Jason Roberts. Hasn't had many sniffs of goal. That's a lovely little finish. Questions will be asked though, how does Chimbonda win this one at the far? Why isn't there a challenge on him? That's lovely stuff from the centre forward.
It's a cheeky little strike from Jason Roberts. His first goal since the momentous one against Arsenal that took Wigan to the Carling Cup final. But it makes up for some of the injustice they feel from having their first half effort from Deseo ruled out.
Well, both managers will have been upset by those disallowed goals, but Paul Jewell now will be the happier, that goes without saying. It's been a struggle for the forward lads, Johansson and Roberts. It's been a battle up against the two centre-halves, but once you get somebody at the far stick off a corner that wins the ball, it's up for grabs then. Anybody's ball.
And Roberts now sets McCulloch away, driven beyond Teal. But Johansson will look to pick it up. Teal. Teal striking it against Stephen Reid. Pedersen. It's really turned around now. It's a soft goal really for Mark Hughes' side to have given away. Roberts stationed himself in front of the goalkeeper. And here's Neil. Blackburn looking to respond. Cleared by Deseo though. Real sense of urgency about the home side now. Neil though can't get it across. Baines holding him up. Neil wins the throw. Bentley. How important could that first half save from John Filan to keep out Pedersen's free kick be now? Could be a triumphant return to Ewood Park for him, thanks to Jason Roberts' goal. Bellamy.
This is a safety message for all stewards in the Jack Orchestra.
Cleared by De Zeu.
Please operate exercise Ewood Park.
Nelson.
That's going to put a spring in the step now, Blackburn. They try and recover. I think there's been too many occasions. They've had such a good home record where they've been chasing a game here at Ewood. More often than not, they've been the team dominant. Different challenge for them to face.
Kavanagh looks for Teal. Well, a single goal has been enough for Wigan to win their last couple on the road against Sunderland and Manchester City. And they've got Blackburn rattled here. Rattled to the extent that Mark Hughes is already planning changes.
When the goal went in, you saw him turn around and point to a couple of the lads on the bench. He already had it in his mind, I'm sure.
Pedersen, away by Jackson, straight to Reed. Offside flag goes up again against Craig Bellamy.
Well, one of these times, is that flag just going to stay down and Bellamy gets free? Now he's level again. He's level again, Craig Bellamy. That linesman over on the far side's got a bit to answer for, as well as the disallowed goal. A couple of offside decisions that, well, they're not easy, but both times Craig Bellamy was level.
Well, surprisingly, Bellamy keeping his own counsel after that last decision.
That's that word Phil Dowd had with him, obviously. He's remembered it, but he probably doesn't know he was onside.
Neil looks to set Dickoff away. De Zeu keeping watch. Shefki Kuchi's already ready and raring to go as the hour mark approaches. And Blackburn find themselves trailing to Jason Roberts.
Well, it's from situations like this that Mark Hughes will hope that Shefki Kuchi can be a force. Gives Blackburn a totally different option, of course, up front to Dickoff and Bellamy. It's David Bentley, the man to make way.
Change for Rovers, replacing number 29,
Bentley's
David
withdrawal
Bentley,
signals the arrival of Two-Guy. And Dickoff is the man to make way for Shefki Kuchi.
And replacing number 10,
Kuchi, who hasn't scored since Boxing Day. Giving Rovers a different option up there now.
He's struggled to get his place back, hasn't he, over the last few weeks, as Blackburn have gone from strength to strength, picking up wins left, right and centre. But, well, Arlen De Zeu and Matt Jackson will know they've been in the game now, I'm sure.
Pedersen's ball in. Roberts.
Oh, it's just a flick of the arm from Roberts. That catches Lucas Neal in the face. You see both players with eye on the ball. The elbow comes round right on the chin. It's going to hurt.
Jason Roberts was sent off for use of the arm against Everton this season for a swing at David Weir, and he's just consulted with his official here, and he's reaching for a card here for Roberts, who watches, wonders with a little bit of anxiety to see what colour the card is. It's yellow.
Well, it's good. Good refereeing in many ways. He's taking the advice of his linesman. No complaints from Roberts.
Here's Roberts. Two guy. Neil. There's Bullard. Kavanagh. Two guy. Savage. Now Reed.
Wonder from Wigan's point of view if it'd be worth them just putting it in the channel, the ball once or twice, turn around the Blackburn defence, let Jason Roberts chase it.
And by Cucci. Away by Ryan Nelson. New subject of player cam. We're going to be concentrating now on Lee McCulloch. By Kizanishvili into the back of Andreas Johansson. Zeu, Chimbonda, McCulloch all patrolling the edge of the box, but it's Jason Roberts! And it's Zeu. Good strike from McCulloch, and Gray in the end gets it clear. Bullard, great pressure again though this from Wigan.
They're just thinking quicker there from that free kick. The ball in again, Blackburn caught on the heels.
Swung in by Kavanagh. Away by Nelson, Bullard, Roberts. Away by Kizanishvili. Bullard. Kavanagh. Now Baines in space. First touch was loose though.
Well, it's Jason Roberts just moving into the space. Quick thinking from Jimmy Bullard. Kizanishvili has to recover his ground after that. Well, the ball could go anywhere. Blackburn get lucky.
Cucci. Challenge won by Chimbonda. Folded across by Pedersen. Chimbonda's header. Here's Lucas Neal. Good hit.
It was a good hit. They were appealing for foul just before that, actually. Wigan. Never really threatening. John Farland's goal. Defending pretty well at the moment, Wigan. Got the goal, and they've stayed solid. Stayed strong.
Savage. they've been brighter and sharper in everything they've done in the second half, Wigan. Reid coming across the front of McCulloch there. And Jimmy Bullard over the free kick. Nelson. Baines. Johansson looking to get in, and he has a little shove there at Lucas Neal. There's been a bit of a battle going on between those two from the first half. Johansson certainly hasn't held back against Lucas Neal. Certainly one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Neal also had words with Jason Roberts after that elbow in the face. Been right in amongst it.
There's a feisty element creeping into this derby now. Blackburn do not like the position they find themselves in, and rightly so.
They want to try and get the ball into Kuchi if they can. Use his power. That's what he's on there for. Feed him.
Here's Gray. Now Tugay. It's Kizanishvili. This is Lucas Neal. In towards Bellamy.
A little shove on Chimbonda. Didn't get penalised for it. Far post just eases the full-back out of the way as the ball comes in. Decent cross for a change. There's been enough of those in this match. Just can't get the power on it.
Reid. Jackson having to police Craig Bellamy. Got away from Bullard, but then got the ball wrong to Stephen Reid. Said it all really from Mark Hughes, whose team started this game so well. Lack of an end product in the first half cost them. There's the controversial ruling out of their goal from Pedersen.
Not been at the best so far, that's for certain, in the way that they've been playing in recent weeks, but they've come up against a side really that's matched them like for like.
It's Tugay's ball cleared by Jackson. Baines. Roberts. Johansson, this is Bullard. Roberts and Kizanishvili are having a bit of a battle off the ball. Teal, Kavanagh. And Chimbonda's got himself into difficulties here. It's Kuchi. It's a waste.
Well, he didn't have too much to aim at, but made a complete hash of it. And they take the throw very quickly. There's only Bellamy to aim at. He's pretty well marked, but he won't want to see that one again. Kuchi, he wants to be in the middle of the box, not out in those channels. That's not his strength.
Jason Roberts held back. He's on the free kick. There's an ongoing battle between he and Kizanishvili.
Well, he did. He had a little kick out at Kizanishvili on that last attack, and if the ref had seen it, he'd have been in a bit of bother. Having a right old tussle. A few words have been exchanged.
Both shaken hands on the previous one, but you're right, if the referee had seen it, Roberts, having already been in the book, could have been off. Swung across by Bullard, Chimbonda keeps it alive. Pedersen delayed the clearance, but gets the throw. Here's Bullard. Teal. And it's Gray who holds him up this time. That's too heavy from Gary Teal. Well, Wigan now less than 20 minutes away from what would be a famous victory in terms of local pride against a team from 20 miles away that in recent times have been much bigger. Jason Roberts bearing down and causing problems again for Kizanishvili.
He showed his strength though, Kizanishvili, up against an equally muscular opponent. Oh, Wigan will be delighted, I think, with how it's going. They're having to work really hard, but defensively, they've been pretty comfortable.
Pedersen looks to get in, he's found Bellamy with the header. Was that a foul by Baines? No, says the referee.
Well, he's done well, Baines, because he's made it look pretty innocuous, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Nudging aside Paul Dickoff. Sharp intake of breath all around then. Reed's cross is deflected behind for the corner. It was just a straight ball that caused the problems. Leighton Baines. Now they've come together. I don't think that's a foul. I really don't. He was the stronger of the two. He had the momentum. A little bit off balance, Paul Dickoff. That's why he went down. It's Pedersen's ball across, and Phelan punches it clear. Gray. Header on by Nelson. Cucci looks to get in, and again it was one that Deseu couldn't mess around with, couldn't leave to his goalkeeper. He had to deal with it. Well, they're turning the screw now. A little bit of pressure. They sense time is running out. If in doubt, do it yourself. Don't wait for your keeper. Great experience defending from Ryan Deseu. Pedersen flings it in. Oh! Bellamy guided it away from goal. I don't think he knew it had actually hit him. It came to him so quickly in the middle. To react to that would have been pretty special. Doesn't really do it justice in slow motion. It came at him at 100 miles an hour. Savage. Baines. Kizanishvili away. This is Neil. Deseu. It's Reed's header. Cucci lets it run by him, and Jackson clears. Neil. Away by Deseu. And Baines couldn't keep it in. Better pressure this from Blackburn. Cucci looking for the flick back. It's Kavanagh. McCulloch, Roberts offside. I don't think they've done that enough. Wigan really. Just that simple ball up the channels, let Roberts run onto it. Reed. Gray. Here's Tugai. Reed. Oh, got past Jackson and Cucci. It's Pedersen with three over to his right.
Goal kick.
Well, they're making much better use of Kuchi now, getting it in at every opportunity. And there's bits and pieces coming off it. Did that get a little nick off Chimbonda? Oh, hits his hand. Should have been a corner. Could have been a penalty, but would have been harsh.
15 minutes to go. Can Blackburn rescue this? He can't quite believe how this is slipping away from his side, Mark Hughes. But Blackburn, who've won all 5 previous encounters with Wigan in league and cup competitions, on the brink of their first ever defeat to their Lancashire neighbours. 2 guy. Jackson's header. Teal. Now Gray. Nelson hit it against Johansson. New subject of player cam. We're going to be concentrating now on Stephen Reid. Sky Digital viewers, press the red button on your remote. Kuchi with the flick on. Away by Chimbonda. Savage is first onto it. It's Reid. Savage's ball across. Can Bellamy bring it under control here? Appeals that he used his hand. Savage. Gray. Reid. Savage. They're looking to stretch Wigan here. Jackson underneath the cross though. 2 guys giving it away. Bullard has won the throw.
Yeah, he does enough. Bullard. He looks a tired man. He's got through some running, as he has every game this season. Hardly missed an outing for Wigan. Oh, he's going to be tight tonight, I thought. Well, we just see that 1 goal hanging on for dear life at the moment, Wigan.
Here's McCulloch.
No, he's just gambled on the flick on. Lee McCulloch. A little bit of a tired shot. A real lash. Miles away in the end.
Roberts. Bullard. Deseu. It's been an energy-sapping contest, but do Wigan have the legs to see it through? Big midweek of Champions League action to come. Juventus against Arsenal, if Juventus can find a team to put together with all the suspensions they have. Live Sky Sports 1, Wednesday from 7 o'clock. And a choice of action as well. We've got Barcelona against Benfica, Sky Sports 2, Wednesday from 7:30.
This would give them a great lift, wouldn't it, Wigan, if they could hold on to this lead and get 3 points for the remainder of the season. Give them a real push. Who knows what position they might finish in.
Well, that was short from Nelson, and Kavanagh had caused a problem. It's a win that, if achieved tonight, would take them up a couple of places in the league above West Ham and Bolton. Gray. 2 guy. Kizanishvili. Reid. Now Nelson. Michael Gray. Savage let it run. Cleared though by Jackson. Kavanagh. Offside. Jason Roberts.
They're defending so high now up the pitch. Blackburn taking a few chances. Need to.
Savage. Bellamy. Gray. Here's Pedersen. Chimbonda looking to hold Pedersen off.
Well, he took a little bit of a chance then, Chimbonda. How many times do we see it, the defender trying to just shield the ball and usher the attacker out. Pedersen gets his foot to it, and if he could have got onto it, kept it in, might have been in trouble, Wigan.
McCulloch's flick on. Gray. Here's Nelson. Well, the lure of a Champions League prize so great that Blackburn have to push on. They don't want to see the prize slip from their grasp, but this could be a costly defeat for Mark Hughes' side. Kizanishvili. On to Bellamy, just managed to hook it round.
He just couldn't get the power on it and guide it in the way that he wanted to.
Back by Kizanishvili. Neil. On by Kuchi. Pedersen seeing something to go for, but Chimbonda got his body in the way.
All done well across that back four tonight, Wigan, so far at least. Both full-backs, and Desire goes without saying. Matt Jackson slipped in there this second half. Kept his discipline and concentration.
Neil losing out. This is McCulloch. Now Teal. It's McCulloch again who's free. Drives it across, and Kizanishvili gets the touch back to his goalkeeper.
Didn't look up. Liam McCulloch, head down. Haven't seen Jason Roberts, just hung back.
No foul on Johansson. And it's Stephen Reid who breaks with it. Looks with the early ball to Pedersen. Chimbonda away. Now Teal. Gray. Misunderstanding with Pedersen and Gray, but Wigan summoning all their strength to hang on here for a victory that would make Paul Jules Sherman a very proud man. Dave Whelan once broke into a family holiday to come and see Wigan play here at his old club Blackburn, but they suffered defeat on that occasion. Paul Jules promised him it would be different tonight. Dave Whelan, a former Blackburn player whose career ended with the club tragically with a broken leg in the FA Cup final. It's his first Premiership visit back to this ground with the club that he made, Wigan, and it could well end in victory.
See that look on his face, Dave Whelan. He can't wait for that clock to reach 90 minutes. It would be a famous victory. Hard earned.
Reid. Reid linking up with Neil. Got away from Bellamy. Appealing for hands there against Gary Teal, maybe more in hope than expectation. It's Teal's header this time. Two-guy. Gray. Short of options, looks to Two-guy. Reid free to the right. There to be reached, it's fallen, and Shevki Kuchi scores! The substitute gets the equaliser. Wigan look as if they felt there was another challenge on the goalkeeper that should have ruled out that goal, but this one counts.
Well, you can't understand it. John Filan, he got the look of the jaw in the first half when he's penalised. But he's just barged into him. Who is it, Lucas Neal? He's certainly knocked the keeper to the floor to give Kuchi an open goal. How is that not a foul, by the way? How is that not a foul? The ball in is a good one. There haven't been enough of those from Blackburn's point of view. Maybe he just fumbles, you know, before the challenge comes. Still a foul for me.
by Nelson. Well, what an extraordinary turn of events. John Filan, who was lucky in the first half when it was judged to be a foul on him by Paul Dickoff before Pedersen put the ball in the net. This time it looked a clear foul on him and the goal stands. Two-guy. Stephen Reid. Chimbonda's header away. Michael Gray. Kavanagh. Teal hasn't dealt with it, Savage is there. Kavanagh looks to get it clear and does. Here's Bullard. Now Two-guy. Cucci's header, Bellamy! What a save! Full stretch and Filan denies him.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely superb from John Filan. How cruel that would have been on Wigan if Craig Bellamy had lashed this one into the back of the net. Every chance of that happening, the way he struck it. Bellamy, he's just taking a chance with that arm. Top draw.
Well, what a mixed night it's been on his return to Ewood Park for John Filan. He's made some great saves. Called on again here. Clearly seems to have been impeded for the goal that stands, even though he got away with one in the first half. Real roller coaster for the Australian on his return here to a ground where he was relegated from the Premiership and part of the team that got promoted back to the top flight.
Well, we've had a few decisions to make here. The referee has at least, and he hasn't got all of them right. I think that's another one that he hasn't got right. He's not been on his own. The linesman a couple of times penalised things that weren't correct, and it's going to cost Wigan. Well, it may cost Wigan the 3 points.
Well, bear in mind that Wigan lost out late on in their last match against West Ham, and now they might be dreading the consequences of that happening for a second game running. Blackburn keen to make a fight of it. The victory is what they need to really enhance their chances of claiming fourth spot in the Premiership. They won't actually get into fourth tonight, but they will get level on points with the current occupants. Nelson. Come back heavily off Cucci. Johansson will go for it there against Ryan Nelson. Reid. Gray. Two-guy. It's Savage. He's offside. Pedersen's offside.
That's great defending from Wigan. They had confidence in the line. They held a pretty high line. Did the linesman get this one right? Yes, he does. By some distance.
Well, he's frustrated with the amount of time John Filan's taking. Two-guy. Reid. Ball moving on ahead of him. It's Kavanagh who's brought him down. And Savage stopped from taking a quick free kick when McCulloch initially took the ball away. Savage has taken it now. This is Neil. Against the back of Stephen Reid. That could cost Blackburn, because initially stops the break. Two-guy looks to spread it. Chimbonda. Aim for Roberts. There's a control with the arm. Kizanishvili and Nelson stop any further controversy by preventing him from getting away.
He's annoyed with himself, Jason Roberts, because he brought it down. Great chance to move the ball on. Get a shot in.
Reid. 2 minutes have been added on. It promises to be a rousing finale here. Blackburn especially going for the victory.
Another team with the legs, aren't they? The desire to try and get this winner. The momentum's with them. Was it handball as it came in? A Didier Drogba type handball it might well have been.
Well, Gray has won a free kick, and that will do for Blackburn now. The opportunity to get it forward. They've got the big man on there in Kuchi, who they can aim for. They're throwing as many men forward as they can possibly afford to do. As Friedel lumps it down the middle, looking for the flick from Kuchi. Savage who's onto it. Jackson tries to hack it away. Savage wants a corner, gets a corner. Blackburn looking for the goal that surely now would win it. It's Pedersen with a kick. Just flying across to Kavanagh. Neil has a strike and it's wide.
Well, Graham Kavanagh will be a relieved man. Only if he was sure that Lucas Neal was behind him here. He tried to take it on. Had no idea.
And tonight's man of the match, sponsored by Peter Jackson. The jeweller is Ryan Nelson.
Are they going to get the break to earn them the win that would really give their Champions League hopes a boost? Can't believe some people drifting away when it's so delicately balanced.
Well, we're used to seeing controversy in the Premiership, but very rarely do you have three clear-cut ones where you think, well, the decision went the other way. Yeah, this game might have panned out if those decisions went in reverse.
Well, Mark Hughes taking the timekeeping issue into his own hands, giving the ball back to Chimbonda, who then didn't take it anyway.
He's doing a Stuart Pearce up that line, isn't he, Hughesy?
Gray. Kavanagh. Nelson gets a touch back. The 2 minutes is up. One last chance perhaps for Blackburn. Chimbonda meets Kizanishvili's clearance. Time's up now. It's all as even in a keenly contested local derby in which Wigan were just over 5 minutes away from claiming their first ever victory over Blackburn Rovers. Jason Roberts' cheeky goal 7 minutes into the second half was the difference between the teams until a controversial equaliser. Shevki Kuchi, the substitute, buried the ball after there seemed to have been a clear foul by Lucas Neal on goalkeeper John Phelan. Phelan himself denied Craig Bellamy after that. So some of the tinge of excitement taken away from Dave Whelan, who'd hoped to experience victory on his return to the club for whom he played in the late 50s, early 1960s. But a bit of the glory taken away when Phelan was fouled and the rebound was buried. 2 goals also controversially ruled out in the first half, but it has ended as a 1-1 draw. Blackburn 1, Wigan 1.